All right, folks, hold on to your hat. You are so in for a treat. For my new friend, Joe Apfelbaum, he is a master of LinkedIn and he has an incredible resource of using AI to leverage LinkedIn in your business to grow. And I'm so excited for you to hear from my new friend, Joe. Welcome to Market Mavericks. I'm Matthew Eford. Join me as I speak with leaders who are redefining industries in every corner of the market. From startups to established businesses, we'll uncover the strategies, challenges, and insights that drive success. Get ready to be inspired by the Mavericks who are shaping the future of business. Welcome, everybody, to Market Mavericks. I'm your host, Matthew Eford, and I have my new friend here with me, Joe Apfelbaum, and I'm so excited to hear from Joe about AI and about LinkedIn. And all you business owners that are out there that are listening, this is such a great resource for you to be able to grow your business, to grow your connections. If you're an entrepreneur looking to get into business ownership, this is a great resource for you. You need to lean in and listen. So, Joe, those who don't know you, introduce yourself. What tell us a little bit about your business.
Everybody, my name is Joe Apfelbaum. I'm the CEO of evyAI. I help people generate revenue using LinkedIn. LinkedIn has 1 billion people on it right now, and most people don't understand how to be able to generate clients, generate revenue from LinkedIn. And I've been teaching people how to leverage LinkedIn for the past decade. I've trained over 1,000 companies. And my most recent company that we launched last January now serves 20,000 users in 37 countries around the world. And we're
Hold on,
basically
hold
just,
on, hold on, hold on. Say that again, Joe, for anybody who just glossed over that. Say that again. In a year, what has that growth been like? Tell us again.
yeah. So when I started my business, I didn't know if the company would actually be able to get customers, but I posted a poll on LinkedIn and I said, if anybody's interested in getting a sales assistant that will help you use artificial intelligence to write posts, comments, messages, then say yes. Let me know if you're interested, and let me know if you want to join a private paid beta. And 500 people said they were interested, and 100 people paid for the private paid beta before I even designed it or anything. It was
It's
just an
amazing.
idea. And I realized I'm onto something big. I'm onto something that people really need. People are hungry. People not sure what to post on LinkedIn. They're not sure what to comment on LinkedIn. They're not sure anything. And so I've been hustling. So I spent 2023 figuring out how to build it and do all that stuff. And over the past year, so January we filed for a corporation, for an LLC, and now we have 20,000 users in 37 countries around the world.
It's amazing.
And like, it's crazy going from a guy who just grew up in Brooklyn, New York, not really learning business. My father wanted me to be a rabbi. I became a rabbi. I realized as a teenager, this is not what I want to do. I was
Okay.
crying to my mother. I told my mother, Ma, I don't know how to make money, and all the rabbis I know are poor. I don't know what to do. What do I do? And she said, hop in the station wagon. I don't know if you know what a station wagon is, but it's
Oh
one of these.
yeah. Oh yeah. I've been in one.
Anyway, so we had a used old. There weren't any minivans back then, so I hopped in a station wagon,
Were you
and
sitting? Were you sitting looking forward, or were you sitting looking backwards?
exactly, I was I was actually in the front with her, but typically I
Okay.
would love to hop in the
Yeah, we,
back.
we would always hop in the back and wave at
Yeah,
people. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
exactly, exactly, and throw things at them and
Yeah.
whatever. So the
Yeah.
window
Yeah.
the window would go down, and
Yep.
my. Anyway, bottom line is, she took me to the library and she said, go in there. She said, formal education, going to college, which is not really an option for you. Going to college is where you can make a living. Formal education will make you a living, but self-education, and she told me this in Spanish. She said self-education will make you a fortune. Go figure out how to learn. He's like, you're smart. Go get a book, get 2 books, get 3 books, and figure it out. And that's kind of like what I did. I learned how to build websites. I learned how to fix computers, and I became really obsessed with the computers. And eventually, I reverse engineered Google's algorithm to learn how to do SEO, how to become number one on Google,
Wow.
because Google doesn't give you instructions. How do you become
Sure.
number one on Google? So I had to figure that out. I got really good at it because I was building websites for people. The famous saying I read in a book, hey, if you build it, they will come. And
Yeah.
I built it for everyone. Nobody came. I had to learn how to make them come. You can't just build it and hope that they come. You got to learn
Yeah.
what is the technique to make them come. And the answer is SEO, search engine optimization. So there's on-site SEO, off-site SEO, and so on. So I learned how it works by watching Matt Cutts and Aaron Wall and reading books and
Okay.
really geeking out on it. I realized that I really love reverse engineering things and figuring things out, like puzzles and mazes and so on. And so I got really good at it, so much so that people started clamoring at my door for me to do SEO, and I built a company. And before you knew it, we were on the Inc. 500 as one of the fastest growing companies in America.
Wow.
I didn't know that that wasn't even a big deal, that we were doing several million dollars in revenue. I thought that was just normal. That's what people do. And then I looked around and I was like, oh my God, 96% of businesses are doing less than $1 million a year in revenue. I'm
Yeah.
doing something special here. And now building this company, even with so many customers, realizing what it really takes to build a company, a software company, and what it takes to get to the $1 million mark is a very, very hard push.
Sure.
And it takes time and it takes effort and it takes a lot of energy and it takes a lot of strategy, especially if you're not funded and you're self-funding and you're bootstrapped. It's a very difficult thing to do. So we're pushing and we're growing and we're making a difference for people. Like I said, there's 1 billion people on LinkedIn, and most of them are just logging in. They don't really have a strategy, and I believe that the right strategy will save you a decade. And so I teach people, here's a step-by-step process to go from a lurker to an influencer in just 15 minutes a day. So even if you only have 15 minutes a day, you can take all the right activities. You can get exposure, build credibility, get new clients, and you do that following a very specific methodical way that I use on a daily basis. I mean, if you go to LinkedIn and you look me up right now, you'll notice that I have a very specific way of doing things on LinkedIn. And
Sure.
the way that I do things help me be able to get exposure. It helps me be able to build trust with people. You know what the famous saying is, people do business with other people that they know, like, and trust. And on LinkedIn, learning how to get people to trust you and to know you and to build relationships with you is very, very key. And most people have absolutely no idea how to do that. They don't know how to do it in real life. They're busy selling, and you don't want to be selling to people at a networking event. LinkedIn is a 24/7 networking event. That's what it is.
I
So
love that.
that's the idea. And so we have something called the Evergreen Networking System
Okay.
that teaches people how to use LinkedIn. The Evergreen Networking System walks people through the 9 modules of how to come up with your plan. You need 3 types of plan. You need a business plan, a marketing plan, and a LinkedIn plan. They all have to be linked together.
Okay.
You need to know who you're targeting. You need to target the right people and the right centers of influence. So that's step 2, is the people. So the first is the plan, then the people, and then you need to figure out what your promise is. No one's gonna trust you or have faith in you if you don't give them a promise, and the promise has to tie to their pain. And so if you learn how to come up with the right promise to the right people or the right plan, then you have your strategy in order. And we use AI to help you be able to build it out. We use the Evergreen Networking System to give you the frameworks, but it used to be that when we were teaching the Evergreen Networking System half a decade ago, people had to fill it all out themselves and they would go out of their mind. Now you just put in some information, you hit go, and AI fills it in. It tells you all the pains, goals, dreams, and fears of your customers, like this.
I love that.
But you need to have the framework first and the strategy in order to be able to do that. So that's what we hand to people. We give them the framework, and then we give them evyAI, the technology that you lay on top of the framework, and boom, you know your plan, your people, and your promise. Then we help you identify your stories, because stories sell. They say
Okay.
features tell, but stories sell. We help you optimize your profile. We'll write your headline, your about us. We'll write all the different things in your profile. We'll even give you templates to be able to have a business networking one sheet. If you go to my profile, you'll be able to see the business networking one sheet that I have. And I do this for all our clients. And in about 5 seconds, we create you a business networking one sheet with who is your ideal clients, who's your target market, how to introduce you, all your contact information, your skills, experiences, and passions, all in one page, done for you like this with AI. And then we help you understand what other technologies you need. You know, a lot of people don't know how to use OBS. They don't know how to use rigorous technology. So we give you simple technologies to help you enrich contacts, to help you automate things, to help you make things faster. And then we teach you how to get credibility, how to build engagement, how to get new clients. We have a process called the greeting, feeding, and meeting process. We have a LinkedIn connections dashboard. So we have very strategic ways to help people get from where they are right now to where they want to go. And sometimes it includes a CRM. We have a CRM called Unlimited Digital Marketing, available at unlimiteddigitalmarketing.com, that we make available. We have evyAI, our technology, our sales assistant, evyai.com. And we're actually running a deal right now, just so you know, for people that want both the Evergreen Networking System and evyAI. We have something called the bundle.
Okay.
Because, Matthew, I'm into abundance. Are you into abundance?
I am. Yeah.
So I said, if you want a little bit of abundance, get a bundle. You're
Oh, I
gonna
love
get
it,
a little
man. Yeah,
bundle.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so if you send the word bundle to 973-841-8868, that's 973-841-8868. You send the word bundle, you get a special link where you get our $10,000 program and our unlimited AI that gives you everything for a few $100s a year. So we're running a special for people that are into abundance that can be able to get this deal. So that's kind of like the idea. The idea is making a difference for people one at a time, watching coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, and full on sales teams be able to excel on LinkedIn is what brings me joy.
I love that. I love that. So obviously, I mean, you anybody who doesn't know you that's listening to that, you have such a good system mind, right? That this you walk through your entire system and you take it in a sticky way. You give sticky slogans to help you remember. Is that something that you learned in books? Is that something that your
Courses.
mom saw earlier? Where is that coming from?
Courses, simple as that. Just courses. I've taken so many courses, bought so many programs, and actually digged deep into those courses and programs. And if you don't dig deep into the courses and programs, it's just simply not going to work.
Sure.
Most people are just not doing what they need to do to be successful, and as a result, they're not getting to their goals. You need to be able to have all the right programs in place in order for you to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. So I always tell people, make sure that you're taking all the right actions and make sure that you're taking the right programs that will get you there. People are willing to pay $250,000 for college and go into debt for the rest of their life, but they're not willing to pay $10,000 for a course.
Yeah.
Dude, I spent $49 on a course from this guy, $49 a month. I stayed on it for a year. It was $600. I went deep. I watched each video like 10 times and then I implemented. And that taught me how to be able to do this framework. The guy's name was Aaron. He changed my life because I was trying to launch a course in like forever and I couldn't do it. I couldn't figure out how the heck do I do this? How do I launch a course? How do I break it down? And he taught me how to come up with these little kitschy words and create the whole framework. And like, it was just like, it is the shortcut to success is literally doing what I just said, which is taking courses.
I love that.
And people like, oh, he just wants to sell his course. No, don't buy my course. Actually, my course doesn't cost any money. I give you software and a course for free included. It's on me, so I'm not telling you to pay me anything. You want you want to I don't want anyone to take the course if they're not going to implement. So that's why I say get the software, I'll give you the course. But the idea is that's what changes lives. Getting in a room with an expert that has been doing it for a decade,
Yeah.
whether it's branding, marketing, video, whatever it is, I hire experts to teach me. That is literally the shortcut. You want to be genius mode? Literally hire people that have been there, that have done that, and pay them an hourly fee and watch the way they cut 10 years of your learning time. Just
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
It's
I love that.
insane.
You're able to decrease the curve of learning curve, right? You're getting to glean wisdom from somebody else. You're getting to expedite your success. That you're instead of going through all of the little roadblocks, the little bumps in the road, you're getting to jump over a lot of those. So talk to me specifically about LinkedIn. Why LinkedIn? I didn't personally know there was a billion people on LinkedIn. That's fantastic information.
Yeah.
But
If you go to about.linkedin.com, you just go to about.linkedin.com. It says over there, welcome to LinkedIn, the world's largest professional network with more than 1 billion members in 200 countries and territories worldwide. Their vision is to create an economic opportunity for every member for the global workforce. And the mission on LinkedIn is simple: connect the world's professionals to make them more productive and successful. When did they start? They started back in the living room of Reid Hoffman back in 2002, and they officially launched in 2003. So it's 22 years old,
yeah,
let's just say, 22 years old. LinkedIn is 22 years old. That is insane. And they're growing at a rate of 3 new members every second. So if you're not leveraging
wow,
LinkedIn right now, like, what are you doing? People are like, oh, but my target market's not LinkedIn. Wrong. Your target market is on LinkedIn because everybody's on LinkedIn. Anyone that's doing business in today's world needs to be on LinkedIn. And Microsoft owns LinkedIn. Did you know that Microsoft paid $26.2 billion for LinkedIn a few
wow,
years ago? Like 10
wow.
years ago. They paid billion. Oh, when Elon Musk bought Twitter, everyone made a big deal that he paid $40 billion for it. But Microsoft paid 3 times that based on what the currency was worth when they bought it. They paid $26.2 billion, and everyone's like, oh, that seems normal. That seems normal because Microsoft did it, the biggest company in the world. So the idea is, yes, it seemed normal because they make $1 billion profit every single year from it. So it's just ridiculous how much power LinkedIn has and how few people are actually using it correctly. And if you learn how to use it and you get an assistant to help you out, an AI assistant that's made for LinkedIn, evyAI, it'll change the game for you.
So talk to me about, I'm on LinkedIn, and I get a lot of spam messages on LinkedIn. I get the ridiculous spam that I will get a note that they're asking me if I want it. One of the businesses I have is an outdoor lighting business. We specialize in permanent holiday lights, temporary holiday lights, and landscape lighting. And they will message me and say, "Hey, are you interested in learning more about Christmas lights? It may be a business opportunity you want to get into." Like, I've been doing that for almost a decade now. Like, what are you talking about? So how is your system preventing those type conversations?
Well, it's very simple. We put guardrails around our artificial intelligence that it's not salesy. It's not going to hit you up when we'll write a connection note for you, and the connection note will be like, "Hey, I looked at your profile. I noticed X, Y, and Z. Are you open to connecting with me on LinkedIn?" I craft it in a way where I'm not trying to sell you anything. I have 1,000 people waiting to connect with me on LinkedIn. Did you know that? I have a
Yeah.
1,000 people waiting to connect with me on LinkedIn. I don't accept everybody's connection request. If I go on LinkedIn and I take a look at all the people that are waiting to connect with me on LinkedIn, it's embarrassing to see what they're writing there. Like, really? You're trying to sell me marketing services to the CEO of one of the fastest marketing agencies in the world? Like, are you serious? Like, is that what we're doing right now? You're selling me stuff? You're trying to sell me things that I people hate to be sold. They love to buy, but they hate to be sold.
Yeah.
So if I take a look at it, this is people are just literally they're out of their mind because they're not paying attention. People are literally not paying attention. And so the max, you know what the max amount of connections you can have on LinkedIn?
I don't.
The max amount of connections that you can have on LinkedIn right now is 30,000 connections.
Okay.
And if I take a look at how many connections I have on LinkedIn, I'm going to click on my network and then I'm going to click on connections. I have 29,999 connections.
Wow.
So I'm at my limit. The one thing I love about LinkedIn is that you could see everybody's first name, last name, company name, where they work, where they worked before, where they went to school, like literally everything you could possibly want on somebody, the information that you could possibly want on someone is available right on LinkedIn. And I tagged you inside evyAI as a podcast host, by the way.
Oh,
And
thank
then
you.
I click one button and I see all of your posts. And then I click another button and then I leave a comment on each one of your posts, except for the one that you reposted most recently from 2 hours ago, the Lighting Pro ones.
Yeah.
I didn't leave a comment on that, but I'm the only one that commented on your last 5 posts. So I want you to take a moment and think about that for a second, the power that I'm doing this while I'm on a podcast. I'm using one finger,
Yeah, it's awesome.
saving you, putting you into a list, tagging you, making sure that I'm inside your comments already, building those relationships. So I didn't even send you a connection request yet. Now I'm gonna send you a connection request. I'm gonna press the connect button. The add a note feature pops up, and then I want to think about, okay, what should I write? I don't have the time to think about what to write. You know why? Because if I have to think about what to write, I'm not going to be present on this podcast. So
Sure.
instead, evyAI wrote the following: Hi Matthew, I admire your commitment to creating a family-friendly outdoor spaces for with your businesses. As a fellow lifelong learner, I'd love to connect and share insights on leadership and community building. I press send. I did not just sell you, I connected with you. I took the time to see that you have multiple businesses. I
Yeah.
took the time to see all that stuff, but, most people are just not willing to take the time to do that, and as a result, they're missing out. They're missing out on the opportunity to build real relationships, and, that's a real shame.
I love that. So let me pause this there just for a second, Joe. Talk to the person that is on this, that maybe they would consider themselves a solopreneur, right? They don't have LinkedIn. They cut grass. They pressure wash. They paint houses. They hear LinkedIn. They say, "I'm not a professional. I run this small business. I don't really want to have another social media platform." Bust that myth for them. Talk to them about how they can gain business in their small business as they grow their team.
Well, the number one way to get high quality customers is networking. Am I right or am I wrong about that?
You're very right.
If you're doing cold calling, you're not getting high quality customers. You're getting people that are distracted that are picking up the phone. But if I refer you to a lawn care person, how are you going to get those big deals? You're going to get those big deals through relationships. Your best customers come through relationships, period. So if you want to be able to grow your business, you need to grow your relationships. LinkedIn is the only platform where people only come to build relationships. So no matter what business you're in, whether you're a professional or whether you're blue collar, you need to be networking more and building relationships. And who are you going to build relationships with? The homeowners. Who's a homeowner? The CEO, the vice president, the people that can afford to be a homeowner. So if you're in a home-based business, a homeowner business, you need to be using LinkedIn. And if you do it, you'll have a competitive advantage because most electricians, most lawn care people, they just think they need to be on Instagram. They just think they need to be on TikTok because that's what goes viral. People are poor on those platforms. The rich
Amen.
people, they're networking on LinkedIn and they're building relationships. And if you comment on the CEO's profile for someone in Wichita, Wisconsin, or wherever you are, or in a suburb of Georgia, and you see that there's a lawyer there, and you comment on their post, chances are that lawyer owns a home. And chances are when you get on the DM and you have a conversation, you get to know them, and you build a relationship, they can be like, hey, you do lawn care? Why don't you come to my house? I have this random guy that does it, and I don't like the way he does it. Can you give me a quote? Oh, sure, I'll come give you a quote. And then he'll introduce you to all his neighbors.
Yeah.
And that's how you get 20 customers
Yeah.
using
Preach.
LinkedIn.
Preach, Joe. Preach. I love it. That's fantastic. So then you just covered about home services. I love that. So talk to us a little bit more about your system with AI. Um, Obviously, it's very easy, right? You've developed this system that's very, very easy. Sounds like it's going to be super expensive. Talk to us about. You mentioned that you're running a promotion right now, the bundle. Um, Remind us the number to text, and then give us a little bit more feedback. Is it a monthly payment? Is it an upfront payment? Like what does it look like for us getting on this system?
So it's typically $197 a month to use our technology. And if you want to use the basic version of the technology, it starts at $29 a month. If you prepay for the year, it's $180 right now. We're running a promotion for the basic version. But if you want the bundle, you got to take the more advanced version and you pay for the year and we give you half off. So it's basically $984 a year.
Okay.
So for a couple $100 a year, you get not only the training on how to use LinkedIn, which we charge lots of money for, we charge $10,000 for our training, but you also actually get the technology that you need in order to be able to properly do all the things that you need to do. And so we teach you how to be able to get on the phone with people, how to be able to book meetings, how to be able to network, how to be able to do all the things that you need to do in order for you to be successful. And if you do it correctly, you're going to get results. You're going to get clients. So my idea is making sure that you understand the step-by-step process to use it. And if you want the deal, the bundle, just text the word bundle to 973-841-8868. That's 973-841-8868. And you'll be able to simply, in just a matter of minutes, be able to log in, set up your persona, and then start doing all the right things that you need to do. If you want to have all the things that other people don't have, you have to be willing to do all the things that other people are just simply not willing to do.
Amen. So
That's the idea.
tell me, Joe, if somebody says, "Hey, I'm not quite ready to jump into a program like that, but I just want to start using LinkedIn better," what advice would you have for somebody that's they're not going to go as fast as you, that they're going to miss out on opportunities because they're not using your system? I totally get that. But if they say, "Hey, I just want to dip my toe in the sand," what is somebody that you kind of get them on the platform, you get them working on the platform? What advice would you have?
What I would say the first step is get the basic version of evyAI for $180 for the year. So at least you get access to something. And then we have like LinkedIn 101 that you can watch in our community that will basically walk you through the basics of using LinkedIn. And when you're ready to upgrade to the bundle, if you're already using LinkedIn and you want to take it to the next level, then you can upgrade and we'll prorate you and support you and whatever. But at least come to some webinars. We have a webinar that happens on twice a month. You go to evyai.com/webinar. You can watch a webinar for free. There's no cost to it. Come to a webinar or watch the replay, evyai.com/webinar-replay. You can go in there and watch a webinar. Join our community. We have a free community that you can join, teaches you how to use AI for LinkedIn. But come to some event, invest in yourself. And by the way, you can try evyAI completely free. There's no credit card required. So you can go to evyAI.com, sign up right now, get a free account, try it out. If you actually want all the training, I would say invest in yourself. Invest in yourself and spend a few $100s a year to actually get the training. That's where the rubber hits the road. Like if you're really serious about it, you just want to dabble, but you want to get into it and actually use it and actually generate $100,000 in new profit directly from LinkedIn, then don't dabble. I would say don't. I would advise you not to dabble and to get serious about networking, get serious about referral building, get serious about getting clients, because people that are athletes are serious.
Yeah.
So my question to that person is like, are you an athlete? Or are you kind of dabbling? Are you dabbling or are you kind of leaning in? I'm not telling you to go spend $100,000 on schooling. I'm telling you spend a few $100s on technology and get all the schooling you need. That's what I'm saying. Spend a few $100s on technology and get all the schooling you need in order for you to get people on the phone. And if you're not willing to do that, then maybe you should just get a job.
Yeah. Amen to that.
And it
Yeah.
shouldn't be sales. It should be some operational job.
Oh, that's a fantastic distinction, and I appreciate that you made that. You know, as leaders, right? We're the bottleneck's always at the top. Peter Drucker. We are the rate limiting step for growth within our organization. If we're not willing to invest in ourselves and grow, our organization's growth will stagnate, and it will not continue to grow past our ability to grow. So, talk to us. Let's take it outside of LinkedIn. AI in general, is there anything else that you're seeing? Obviously, you specialize within LinkedIn and the ability to use AI within LinkedIn. Do you have any other advice, any other insights into AI across the spectrum of business outside of LinkedIn specifically?
Yeah, so evyAI right now works on Facebook, works on TikTok, on Instagram, on School. I don't know if you've ever heard of School, Skool.
Yeah,
It literally works everywhere. We're rolling it out to every single platform, and it all has to do with the personas that you set up. So we have this little sidebar, and you can go on Facebook right now and start using it. And you can reply to people's posts, reply to DMs. You can send people connection notes. There's a lot that you can do with it. So I highly recommend you take the time to identify who you're talking to, building those relationships. And if by mistake you call somebody, let's say, for example, you hit Laura up and you call her Matthew, you can always edit it. It's okay. You know what I mean? But it's not automated. That's the key. The key is it's not automated, it's manual. And some people don't want manual things. They want, I want everything automated. Well, we're not there yet.
yeah,
That's the key. The key is we're not there. We're not at a place where everything is already going to be automated. Eventually, everything will be automated. But for right now, what you want to do is you want to take a moment and really just get to know your people, connect with them deeply, and make sure that you are taking a strategic approach. I believe that the right strategy will save you a decade. Most people are spraying and praying and hoping for the best. I say hope is a great thing, Matthew, but hope is just not a great strategy.
yeah.
So if you want to actually be successful, you need to start being more strategic with what you're doing. And if you can actually be more strategic, you are going to take your life and your business to a whole new level.
I love
That's
that.
what I tell people.
And
Yeah.
so on the other social media platforms, are they connecting with people on your business account or is it just your personal account?
I would say personal account is the key, the name of the game in general. The reason why personal account is the name of the game is because people don't want to connect with businesses. They want to connect with people.
Yeah.
So think about it. If you're making a referral, you're not referring it to a business. Oh, go use AT&T. Okay, that's fine. But like if you have a small business that's doing $1 million a year or $500,000 or $250,000 or 3 million or 5 million, no one's going to say go use this technology. They're going to say go speak to Joe, go speak to Matthew.
Yeah.
That's where the world is changing towards. People want to do business with other people. They're sick of dealing with massive corporations. They want to deal with real people. They want to feel like they're the only one. Personalization matters. That's the idea. So if personalization matters, then think about that for a second. How personalized are you being? Are you using people's first names? I think it was Dale Carnegie that said the one thing that people want more to hear more than anything in the whole wide world is their first name.
Yeah.
Like it's the sweetest thing they've ever heard in their life. So if I say Matthew, 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 that's kind of getting you excited.
Yeah. That's a fantastic distinction. I appreciate that you made that. So obviously, somebody can get connected. When you're looking at your organization, Talk to us about what you're doing now. What is Joe's role now within your organization? You've had this incredible scale. You're growing crazy, adding users. You're all over the world. What does Joe's life look like? What is your involvement within your organization right now?
Well, right now, my goal is to build relationships with people, get to know them, get in clients and come up with new ideas. I just came up with an idea for an AI agent that allows you to research anybody's connections really, really quick. You know,
Wow.
that's that's really the power. The power of LinkedIn is really getting to connect with people and building those relationships and getting to know them. And so for me, that's really what I'm up to.
I love that. And so what does your team look like? Are you across the world, or are you
Yeah,
based in Jersey? Where are you all at?
we're definitely across the world. We're all over. We're
I love that.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. So one of the questions I love to get from folks is what we like to focus on commitments rather than just goals, right? A goal kind of seems more flippant in a lot of ways, but a commitment is, hey, I'm committed. I'm kind of putting this out in the universe. I'm going to do this. I'm committed to doing this. What is a commitment, Joe, that you have within your organizations in 2025?
Well, my number one commitment for 2025 is to make sure that I build a group of 1,000 engaged LinkedIn users. So
Okay.
it's one thing to have tens of thousands of people that are using your service or whatever, and it's different for you to be able to actually build a list of actual engaged LinkedIn users. That's really the key. So that's kind of like what I'm building. I have a special community with all my engaged LinkedIn users, and I'm kind of getting to know them one by one and building those relationships. So I'm really committed to getting to know more people. They say there's something called the Dunbar number where you can only really know 150 people at one time. I don't know if you ever heard of Robert Dunbar, an
Yeah.
anthropologist.
Yeah.
So that's the average person. I think if we're a networker, we're like way above average. That's the idea. So if you're above average, then you could be getting to know many, many more people.
Yeah, I love that. And so you're leveraging for yourself. Obviously, it helps your organization, but you're leveraging for yourself this LinkedIn community. What does an active user on LinkedIn look like for you?
Someone who is posting, engaging, and messaging, someone who's actually using the platform, someone who responds to me. Think about that for yourself. You send somebody a message and they don't respond to you. What do you do? Do you get upset? No, I just disconnect.
Yeah,
Especially when you have 1,000 people waiting to connect with you.
sure.
So if I've been messaging you for years, then I would probably disconnect. Unless, of course, I know you're watching it, you're seeing it. Like on LinkedIn, um, you can actually see who's actually on LinkedIn right now. Did you know there's a little cute green dot?
Yeah,
So you see that green dot when it's solid, that means they're using LinkedIn on their computer right now. If there's a hole in it, that means they're on their cell phone and they're available. So
that's awesome. That's fantastic advice. Well, Joe, again, give us the way somebody gets connected to you. That they want to use your services. They want to crush LinkedIn. They want to grow their business. Give us a pitch one more time. How do they get connected?
Well, the number one way to get connected with me is to send the word bundle to 973-841-8868. You send it as a text message from your cell phone. If you don't have the ability to send a text message because you're international or because you don't have a cell phone or whatever, you can just go to evyai.com/bundle and you can check it out there. You can easily find me by Googling my name, Joe Apfelbaum. You could even misspell it. It'll help you. And then you're good to go.
Awesome.
That's the idea.
I love that. Well, I'll make sure I put all that in the show notes. Joe, thank you for sharing your insights and your wisdom. Your growth is admirable, and I look forward to learning more about your system, implementing it for us as we grow our franchise system, as well as just grow our local businesses. To get connected to more folks that are going to be great customers, great referring customers. So, thank
I
you for
love
sharing.
that. I love the idea that you have a franchise system that you want to grow and you want to use the platform to be able to grow it. It's so smart. The Lighting Pros franchise.com, like all that stuff that you're doing is really fantastic. And I'm excited to learning more about you. I actually had my AI do a little bit of research on you and it told me it told me that Lighting Pros is recognized for its commitment to quality and customer satisfaction, contributing to its rapid growth in the outdoor lighting sector. It told me
Awesome.
that you're targeting homeowners and businesses seeking outdoor lighting solutions, particularly for seasonal decorations and landscape enhancements. and it told me that you're expanding your franchise opportunities and enhancing service offering to outdoor lighting. And it said that you recently participated in the Light It Up Expo
Yep.
to improve customer service and team building. And it told me we should discuss the innovative trends in outdoor lighting when we talk next. And we should also share experiences related to family activities like fishing, camping, and interest in lifelong learning and fitness.
I
So
love it.
that's what evyAI basically said. If
Yeah.
you're going to talk to these guys, these are
Yeah, I
the things
love
you
it.
should talk to
That's
him
so
about,
cool.
right?
Just to be able to give you right okay. Let me put my salesman hat on because it never really comes off. I love to network personally. I love to sell. That's my bread and butter. That's what I feel so called to do as an individual. And I feel like that's God's
That's
gifting
your
for
call
me.
of duty.
Yeah, it's my call of duty, right? But it's this idea that the technology it's not going to do it for you, but it can support you. And that thing that you just gave us, that synopsis, man, the value that is, the amount of research that you would have had to do to get that synopsis, it is well worth the cost, right? I mean, that's hours of your time that you have right there. That now, when you and I talk, I mean, I know you're using the software, but who cares? But you know me, and so you talk
Yeah.
about making these connections, actual share connections. That's fantastic. Well, Joe, I look forward to connecting more. Thank you again for doing the podcast. I appreciate you sharing your wisdom. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on Market Mavericks. We'll see you soon. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Market Mavericks. We hope you're walking away inspired and ready to take your own adventure to the next level. Don't forget to follow the show to keep up with our latest episodes. And if you enjoyed today's conversation, make sure to subscribe, share it with others who could benefit. And hey, if you know a market maverick who has a story that needs to be heard, please drop their name in the comments. We would love to bring their insights to the show. Until next time, keep pushing boundaries and leading with purpose.